So I'm gonna assume making this video that if you see this video, I've been outed. See, I had to get away from being a public figure. It's an awful experience. And I really thought that, that I've overcome a lot of really, like, difficult things, and, like, over the years, I at least expected eventually people would be understanding, but no, the internet's really fucking hostile. There's a lot of transphobia, and at the end of the day, like, you try to be understanding, you try to be patient, people aren't coming around, man. It's just getting worse. Like, people are so indoctrinated by, like, AI and just, like, hate movements and these kinds of, these just rancid echo chambers that exist on here, and I don't think it's gonna change. And people are more and more, like, just kind of anything goes, like, wanting to mess with people in real life, wanting to rip people off, wanting to commit, like, crimes and stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, like, fuck the system, I get that, but, coming after, like, people who are just normal people struggling to survive, like, that seems to be the direction things are going. And I just really think people should chill out. Everybody's chasing validation so hard, so attention seeking. They want to be seen as valid. They want to be the exception. And I think a lot of us go through this thing that, I've heard Shape talked about one time, is just like wanting to fit in with the transphobes because, then they thought they'd be normal. And truth is, they'll never be normal to supposed normal society when you're trans or gender non-conforming, and that having dysphoria is a medical condition, and people try to just, and I feel like I kind of participated in my own delusionment in encouraging this, is that people try to act like that dysphoria doesn't exist. And I mean, I regret some things I said, like, up into, like, a couple of months ago. And there's definitely some things I don't regret saying, though, and some things that I've taken along with me on the way. It's been a lot of work to try to discern with people, and quite frankly, I just don't have patience with the stupid internet. Like, it doesn't matter what you do to try to look good, anything you try to do to be a good person, like, people are just, you're just gonna be, if you're a person who has, like, a mental illness where you soak in hateful things people say about you and say to you, and you come on here and you see all of it all the time, constantly, and that's, like, the majority of your comments and stuff, like, it's rough, man. Like, sometimes, like, I take that shit really personally, and I really soak in, like, the things people say, and, I really gotta stop doing that, because, like, I started thinking about, like, what I'm up against, and some of these people, they're so obsessed with, like, trying to prove that they're valid in, like, some little echo chamber, this meaningless meat bullshit on the internet. And you got people literally, like, collaborating with some really sketchy people, and, like, normalizing and enabling really just fucked up people, and it's gross. Like, I really don't like the kind of just, like, seedy, like, forced teaming online kind of bullshit, and there's so many different groups that do that to one another and to their own, and I'm not here for it, and I haven't been here for it. And, keeping my identity private, and, like, I don't know, the internet is just really toxic. Social media is really toxic, and there's a lot of things I want to say. Like, there's a lot of things I could say, but I feel like I can't even speak my mind without just people trying to get me to want to, like, Minecraft, and just making me feel like shit about myself. Like, there's so many people on here, I can name names, like, when they talk to me, like, they're so degrading and berating, and they think so little of me, and for me to accept that, it's like, it's like giving them that satisfaction that they get to talk to me like that. And I see people putting up with this kind of stuff a lot too, from various, just whatever group they lump themselves in with. Like, none of these people matter. Like, these people saying all this shit about me or about trans people, like, I don't know, they think they're part of some important cause or something. They are so microscopic and insignificant. Like, I close my phone and they cease to exist. They disappear forever. they never mattered anyways. They don't matter. You don't matter. It must hurt to know that you are such a loser, and all this time you're wasting hating people who have a medical condition. This is medical dehumanization. Like, does anyone understand what that means? It means I have a medical condition, and so for that condition, people are trying to make me out to be some kind of a monster or something. And it's like, look, I'm not perfect, okay? Like, part of my point in the beginning was to be like, yeah, I'm not perfect, so what? Fucking deal with it. I'm like a real ass fucking person. Somebody has to be fucking real. But y'all are so fucking fake. Like, it's just pathetic. Like, shame on you, fucking motherfucker, fake ass motherfuckers, dude. Like, what the fuck? People be acting like they are so pure and they're so fake and so pathetic and like it's just, aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you embarrassed putting on this whole act, like trying to prove yourself, insisting that you're just so valid? Like, no one gives a fuck, bro. You're fucking pathetic. Grow the fuck up. These are grown adults obsessed with what genitals somebody has. You're a grown adult obsessing over genitals. There's grown adults bullying children into suicide. Grow up. Like, it's embarrassing. These first world problems, how shameful that you are just like gonna go after a minority with all this hate and roll with hate groups and spread ignorance, and then you're gonna like try to plead that you were taken advantage of and you were naive later. No, you need to own up to your shit. But we all know they won't. We all know that these people won't do shit. They won't change. And they don't really care about the people that they're targeting and going after. What they care about is getting clout and power. And the thing is that they think they're in control. They're part of a cult. There's always someone bigger and more important than them who gets to decide how they have to live their life. Imagine living your life. Imagine living like that. Imagine making that your whole life, that you're just so mad that there's like trans people out there that you don't even know, and being like mad about that and posting about it all day. I swear to God, like these people that they're psychotic, posting about it all day. Like, at least people who are trans have the excuse, and that's why they might talk about it a lot. But even still then, it's just pathetic. Like, imagine, you know, being one of these people who are so fake and like seeking validation online that they're constantly trying to pick on other trans people over like their looks, all this kind of like beauty pageant kind of catty mean girls shit. Like, I never played like this. Like, you guys, like, you know, like, we should fight and argue with people about things that are like worth a damn. But this kind of like, oh, who's the prettiest and who's like, who should be the wearer of the tiara bullshit is embarrassing. Like, you're grown adults, man. So I don't know. I look at society kind of like slipping into this like troon obsession, and it's like, y'all are making excuses like for a failed society. Let's be honest here. Okay, like, I guarantee you, my little stupid freak out, ultimately nobody has really been hurt from that, and my existence is fine, and I'm sitting here and I'm doing fine, and I don't really need to read the comments, and you know that I will. So you leave me, you know, some of you will like leave me love bombing comments, some of you just got say nasty little asshole comments, and some of you some real motherfucking backstabbers too. But it's okay. Like, you show your true colors, and I need you. And I don't need people like you. Friends like you needs enemies. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, and then it's like, you even have these, like, these transgender identifying or, like, MB or whatever people targeting transsexuals, too. Going after, like, every transsexual transitioner, you know, oh, we just have, like, a simpler type of identity, and it's like we have binary privilege and all this bullshit. Like, fuck off. Okay, like you have stay at home in your fucking sweatpants and not be seen by the world, and that's your way of passing privilege with like an AI photo or something. Like I'm like, I show my face all over this shit. And so, like, what do I get out of that? Like, people targeted me, people targeted my family, people have targeted my lover, like, people have targeted people I fucking care about a lot. People target my friends. I have to stay away from them online or not put my face out there with them too much because there's people on here who will go after them because they don't like what I have to say. Y'all are some real cowards. Like, you're supposedly so confident, you're all like cocky, acting like bullies and all this stuff, right? You guys think you're so scary with your dumb accounts that, run like a Jewish question website and then turn around and just post these like cringe memes about shrooms all day that aren't really that funny. You're just really unhinged, making fun of children and shit, like dead children, because you're too cowardly to make fun of like living children. I mean, maybe you're afraid they like beat you up or something. I don't know. Like, you're so afraid of trannies that I wouldn't put it past you to be afraid of like a trans kid beating you up for being a fucking bigot. And that would probably be really embarrassing for you, huh? But I just find it so, like, it's so depressing that this is the state of things. Like, I'd love to participate in discourse and, like, a lot of probably my more unhinged antics from years ago, like, are unacceptable to me today. But it feels like I come on here in good faith and people treat me like pretty backhandedly and they're pretty fucking rude. And I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate this discourse. Like, now Blair White isn't even valid, you guys. Like, Blair White is a gender goblin, I've been told. It's over. Like, she's not even valid anymore. But, that's the thing. It's like, imagine if we just, like, instead of worried about, like, validation from these bigots, we just went and lived our life. I mean, like, does it mean you have to, like, accept not passing and shit? Shit, even furthermore, like, to want to pass and not have to deal with this drama or any of this bullshit. We don't all have to be gender activists. We don't all have to be, like, a million genders in one. And that's okay. And you can have, like, whatever genders you want. I don't fucking care. Don't expect me to, like, memorize all of the million genders. It's just silly. And it's not the same as having the experience of binary transition, where we face a lot of fucking danger. And then we do these medical things to our body that these are permanent. Now we have a condition. Like, there's certain medicines that we need now. There's surgeries that we may need to prevent, complications from the medicines that we take for decades. But you see, people downplay this. They do this groomer accusation, calling us all groomers. The people calling us groomers are literally like church people who are like church state pro like conversion therapy, people who will like defend like a pedophile preacher. And like this is so stupid. Like, you guys, if you haven't seen this, like, if you're not seeing this side of things, like, you're sleeping, bro. Like, you need to wake the fuck up. But whatever. You're not gonna learn from me. You aren't gonna get it from me. You're not gonna learn it from me. 'Cause I'm not gonna teach you people. I have no more fucking patience. I'm done with you. And just, y'all be careful what you post on here, man. Like, people are fucked up. Like, they'll fucking, it's fucked up. And it's not worth it. Like, you come on here and you could say all these fucking asshole comments to me and say all this shit that you're just making up out of your fucking ass. And bully me off the internet. What have you gained? What has anyone gained here? What do you guys all learn? You're a bunch of dicks. Like, fuck y'all. Only reason I made this video is to come on here and just let you guys know, letting people know who, pretended to be my friend and love bomb me when I was like being GC and self-hating, and then came and talked shit on me, started calling me a fucking groomer and shit. The minute I didn't toe the fucking line, that I didn't leave out of any shame in myself. I went left because your people are fucking psychopaths. You are stalkers. You will go after trans people in real life because you're sick in the head and you need to see a therapist. Because all you guys do is post about trannies 24/7 and you have no other life. I see these desperate accounts like trying to get popular. They're trying to be like the next Valadel's, the next Looney Tunes. Like, you guys look like the biggest fucking losers, like basement dwelling, just like weird sick freaks. Like, why would anyone want to be around that? Y'all are deranged. And say what you want about me, but I'm doing good, you know. I'm out there living life. I'm doing good in life. Like, came on here and literally just rub it in and tell you guys like what I see, what I observed. Like, it's not even worth saying anything. Like, a lot of fucking morons on here that you're never gonna educate them. They're stupid. It's like they just want to be dumb their whole life. Like, that's really on them. The fuck. So I don't be appreciating like the way some people make me feel. Like, I don't like the way you make me feel. I don't want to be around you. Don't be like disrespectful, talking down to me, calling me names, making fun of how I look, how I talk. Anything that clocks me at all, you're not even helping me. You're just an asshole. Constantly making fun of me, constantly talking shit. Like, you didn't help me. You made me just say, like, fuck this sucks. That's all. That's all it is. It just sucks being on here talking to you because you're an asshole. There's a lot of people I see on here constantly fighting with people, constant conflict. You're so mad, you're so miserable all the time. Why do you think you're so miserable? You constantly are on here talking shit to people, telling them, oh, you're better than them, this and that. You need to fucking get over this pathetic shit. Seeking validation left and right. This is something that is not left or right. This is not something that is TERFs or trans. Like, this is just a common thing online. Like, people are so insecure, trying to like bully people for validation or being like a cry bully, you know, and being in your little echo chamber that way. Like, come on, you guys, like, this sucks. Doesn't it suck? Sometimes that you're constantly surrounded by all these people and you can't even like bravely show your face on video like I do. You wouldn't give people this much exposure because then they figure out how fake you are. But you're sitting there talking shit on me and how I look and ripping everything apart about me and talking about me, making up lies and shit. Now you can go back, I can go back, we can pull up receipts and shit, you know, you won't have nothing. Or I tell you right now. And I'm doing good, I'm looking good, I'm fine, my life is good, and I'm just saying, like, it's like, people don't even deserve to be, like, recognized and their names called and stuff. Like, maybe this fucking, you know, there's people out there who just, like, have way too much time on their hands because they're losers. And so what they do is they sit there obsessed with, like, a minority group and try to, like, literally join or form a hate group. Like, how pathetic. And I hope that if that's what you do and decide to stick with that, first of all, I hope if that's what you do, I hope you get help and I hope you get out. And you find a new life for yourself. And you can be redeemed. You can actually turn your back on hate and you can help fight back against hate. But you know what? If you can't do that, I hope it consumes you. I hope you get consumed by your own fucking madness, and I know you will. Mark my word. Those of you who decide that you're going to stay in this forsaken hate movement known as the gender critical movement, you're doomed. You're all fucked. This shit is going to go badly for you. You look like creepy losers. All of you. Especially the ones who aren't making a fucking penny, who have like no following, and you're sitting here obsessively posting about us all day. Well, like, hey, thanks for the free advertising, bitch. I didn't ask for it. But here we are. And so there you go. Like, I just think that y'all need to breathe. Like, chill out. Stop worrying about, like, being, like, the coolest or, like, getting the clicks or anything sometimes. Like, I don't know. If you gotta fight with people to, like, prove that you're more real, it's kind of a self-report that you're not. That you actually feel very insecure about your realness. So you'll see the people who really win stay out of that. because it's like, do you want to get sucked into that? I just tell them, fuck you. Like, I tell them, like, fuck you, motherfuckers, because it's funny. They get all mad. They're like, are you feeling insulted? And it's like, I don't know. It's just like, you're just an asshole. Like, I just think these people are dicks. Like, it's really sad that society has gotten so obsessed with, like, people having to be, like, these perfect models. You can't just be. It's not considered, like, attractive just to be, like, average. You have to be, like, perfect. It's gross because, like, this, that would be fine with me even, like, a little bit more if it was, like, cosmetic stuff was, like, available, like, or, you know, if it wasn't considered cosmetic, because, like, maybe beauty shouldn't be considered cosmetic. Maybe we should have the liberty to be beautiful and be, like, this version of ourselves that we see ourselves as. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that would be cool. Maybe that would be good. Maybe people would be happier. But instead, no, you gotta tell people they're ugly and rub it in, and then you're gonna force them into a life where their health is going to hurt, their self-perception is gonna hurt how they look. It's gonna hurt them, and they're gonna have health problems because you deny them the medical care that they need. So the thing is with trans people, we have a medical condition that makes it so that we want to go to these extremes, like take these medicines our whole lives. There's complications from this. And so with the benefits, we take that on. All of this medical responsibility we have for ourselves then. And the fact that so many different groups want to take that away from a small group of people who rely on this medicine, it's life-saving. It's medical dehumanization. It's medicinal dehumanization. This is exactly what the Nazis did. And so we're repeating the same fucking thing. The way that they're going after trans people, they're going after bi people. You have the sexologists saying that bisexuality doesn't exist. And they're going to go after the gays and the lesbians as well. This is about pushing us all into conversion therapy. This, when I said this is Cambridge Analytica 2.0, I meant it. Elon Musk is at the head of it. This is about pushing a lot of people in the world into far-right indoctrination. This is about grooming people and conditioning people into giving up their autonomy and allowing themselves to be abused. And seeing so many people sucked into this and being so naive pisses me off a little bit. Especially when I come on here and getting all these insults and stuff. Why bother? Y'all can just fucking suffer the consequences of your own actions. I'm not gonna help you. I'm done giving you people advice. You can fucking figure it out. I sure figured it out. I'm doing fine. Like, that's the thing. The more time I don't spend on here, putting my face up here, getting like stalked and constantly shit talked, better my life is. And what a shocker. Like, oh my god, life is better not getting constantly like abused and told that you're ugly and a piece of shit all the time and having all these like negative, hateful things said about you. But at the end of the day, like, I shouldn't care what you people say. Because I know myself, and I am proud that I came on here and I shared my life with everybody. And I think that took a lot of guts. And I think back to the beginning when it was really wild and I was very cringe. And it's crazy how much I've changed since then. Like, seeing them, some of the things they said, I'm just like, every sentence has to be so cringe. Like, holy fuck. But I might have had a point. And that's the point I'm trying to get across to y'all. Is I didn't come from a place of meanness. I was retaliating to a lifetime of abuse over my medical condition, and people just trying to make it worse for me. And that's what they're doing today. That's what they still do. And I see people still talking about me and saying these things about me, about my looks, how ugly they think I am, and all this stuff. Like, gee, thanks. You know, the bar's really high, you guys. I mean, the bar's pretty high. You have to be passing perfect if you want to show your face, like, otherwise you're gonna get mountains of abuse. And people try to convince it, they really hate us that much. And it's not worth it. I don't want to read it. You people can fuck yourselves. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what identity label you carry around. How like pure gay or like not like the other gays you think you are. Like, I don't give a fuck who you think you are. I don't. Doesn't matter. You can identify yourself with any group, but at the end of the day, what you do as an individual, those things matter. And if you're just going to go along with the herd mentality, you're gonna be nothing but a cult zombie. You're going to be just, your life is going to be dedicated to them. You'll never know yourself, and that's pretty sad. I know myself pretty deep. I've seen some shit, and I've been through some shit that a lot of people can't imagine, can't fathom. And I'm proud of my accomplishments. I'm proud of like things I've overcome. I thought maybe people might see it, they might see kind of the value in my story, what I've been through, and what it took for me to get here. I feel a little bit taken for granted sometimes, but at the end of the day, I met some really cool people, and I learned a lot. I met some people who weren't so cool, but I learned a lot about them. And I was very naive a few years ago when this all started, so yeah, I appreciate that. You guys can keep being transparent as fuck, like just helping to wake people up that about this hate movement that you're pushing, about how you medically dehumanize trans people, actual transitioners I'm talking about, and you want to take our care away for self-interested reasons. You want to take our medicine away and force us to go through these changes to our bodies. You want to, these people are so sick, they want to control everything about our lives, how we breathe, how we move, our mannerisms, how we talk, what we wear, how we talk, like what words we use, stuff like that. It's like, is this fun? Like, do you guys does anybody really like living like this? Like, I really question if even some of these very staunch, like, fanatical people, they're ever happy. But I'll have you guys know that, like, I'm doing really good. Like, I'm getting my shit together. I'm not gonna tell you guys too much. And I'm really happy with the things how they're going for me now, as opposed to a few months ago when I was way too invested in what some of these really stupid people have to say. Y'all really don't matter, like, that much at all. Some of you who think you're so important that you go on here, you're gonna bully everyone or whatever. You're a fucking idiot. You're a joke. Like, some of you take yourself so seriously, you're a joke. Like, I probably got people all mad on one of my accounts, like, all pissed, like, messaging me or something still to this day. And I could not take it any less seriously. Why should I take it seriously? It's not good for my mental health to take you seriously. You're a joke. People always want to, like, try to force you to do things that aren't right for you. They want to tell you what to do, tell you what to think, what to say, how to refer to yourself, what to call yourself, everything. It's like, no. Fuck off. And I really started paying more attention to, like, how people make me feel. I had some friends recently that, treat me really well. And things have kind of chilled out in my life. Like, I started pushing out some of the people that I was reluctant to get rid of them, and I kept them in my life, and they were toxic. They were awful. And what I realized one day is that they make me feel like shit all the time whenever I'm talking to them. If you're talking to somebody and they make you feel like shit all the time, like, that might be a sign that you should cut them off. Like, if someone makes you feel like shit constantly, they're probably not someone you really want to hang out with. Like, you should not want to have to settle for this shit, is what I'm saying. Um, if you're not nice to me, if you're not good to me, why should I be fucking nice to you? And I won't be. And some people on here, they think that because they have like some big boobs or somebody hug box them, like some of these motherfuckers who are just like whatever have been hug boxed so much that they think that like they're so the shit, like no matter what, and they're not. Like, I'm sorry, girl, you're not that it. You're not that it, girl. You know, and plus, like, not to mention like this stuff about like, oh, it's like how attractive you are or who's smarter than you. Like, there's no cooperation, like seeing the qualities in people and like any deeper. Like, it's all a competition, like to see who's the best and try to tear people down to like benefit yourself. Like, how's that a way to live? Like, I don't fucking get it, you guys. I mean, I like seriously have no interest in coming back on and dealing with people who are just assholes to me all the time, who make me feel like shit about myself, who that's what they do is go around trying to make people feel like shit about themselves to make themselves feel better. It seems like so many people are just unaware, like that's their personality now, is they go around saying shitty things to people for attention and to get love bombed and all this stuff down the line. And quite frankly, like, this sucks. Like, I'm not finding the internet interacting with people as entertaining as I used to. I have found an increased interest in just gaming with friends. It's much more fun to hang out with people I already know are friends and debate some asshole who's gonna just in bad faith try to like personally attack me and like will actually get people to hate me. It's not worth it. Y'all made it not worth it. You made this not fun. You made it lame. You took things too far. There's stuff I've seen people do on here that it's just like, man, like some of the more old school edgelords, like they knew there's just like a line you don't cross because it's not fun. It kind of sucks at that point for everyone involved. But that's what everybody loves now, because now everyone wants to be like Fousey TV and just be a trash fire and get attention that way. I mean, it's the internet's churning out retards left and right, man. Like, you can, it looks fun, but those people are suffering. Like, they might be exaggerating and exacerbating stuff, but their life is a fucking mess. And that's what I'm saying. Some of these people who are like obsessed with trannies with their fucking like trans hate accounts, like some of these people are really pathetic, really creepy losers. Like, you guys, I got fucking nail polish all over my fingers, but the nails got color on them. That's what's important. I mean, some of you are cool, but like I know that there's gonna be hate watchers who see this, and so this is kind of even like a little bit dedicated to them. After all these months and months, like, you try to get me off of here, I leave, I drop a video or something, or you're just, like, obsessively following my tweets to talk shit on me. Like, y'all are not fun to interact with at all. Like, this isn't fun. Like, you suck. You're disingenuous. There's no point in engaging you, giving you any validation or any credibility that you don't deserve from the engagement. You don't deserve the engagement. And I'm sick and tired of talking to these losers with no fucking life who want to sit here and say all these things about trans people. Look at your fucking life, dude. You're a joke.